Hi, I'm Jim and I was retired. The fear is palpable. Social Security is going bankrupt. The new administration will make applying even more difficult. Are more retirees filing early for Social Security out of these kinds of fears? Does waiting for 70 no longer make any sense? I'll update my thinking on Social Security filing strategies in this week's video. Now, on Wednesday, the trustees of the Social Security Trust Fund announced that the funds will run dry in 2033. They do this study every year. Now, if Congress fails to take action within the next 8 years, benefits will be automatically reduced by 23%. Now, I'll address these developments and ask, are retirees filing in fear? Stay tuned. Now, here's an example of the kind of messages that I've been receiving this week. Social Security faces most urgent forecast yet. Should you expect a reduction in benefits? Claim early? And it goes on to talk about the latest trustee report and the benefit cuts by 2033. Boldin is probably taking a little bit more reasonable approach than some of the media. But this is the article. The Social Security Trust Fund is projected to be depleted sooner than expected. The new report from the Social Security Board of Trustees reveals that Social Security's trust fund is now projected to be depleted by 2033. That's when 59-year-olds today will be turning 67. Now, the timeline is moved up because of some of the changes that were made with the Social Security Fairness Act, which repealed the WEP and GPO offsets for people who have public pensions for salaries that didn't pay into the Social Security benefit. Now, these people got more Social Security benefits by taking off these offsets, which means that all of us who don't have public pensions will suffer the consequences as the trust fund runs out a year earlier. Now, they also point out that it's due to aging population. We're part of the baby boomer generation, the peak of it right now, and they're going through and entering retirement. And they've also talked about reduced immigration and shrinking workforce contributing less in payroll taxes. Now, the Boldin article also included this statement: early claiming is on the rise. The looming uncertainty seems to be the reason behind a wave of early claims. There has been a 13% surge in early filers compared to last year, driven by fear and headlines. You know what was driven by fear and headlines? This statement. This is, and I'll show it to you, this is really being driven by that Social Security Fairness Act and a rush of people, new people, filing at the beginning of the year. I'll return to this. Boldin asks, is early claiming a good strategy? And financial planners will tell you that if you can wait, waiting is best. But you might want to test some Boldin scenarios. See what happens if you take early. See if you take it at full retirement age. And see if you can wait as long as possible. Now, Boldin and its Social Security Explorer is one way of doing that. Scenarios within Boldin is another. Open Social Security is another. And I've compared Boldin and Open Social Security here when it was called New Retirement. Now, here's one of the other articles that I've seen this week. Social Security benefits face big cuts in 2033 unless Congress acts. And this is by NPR. And it is dripping with a lot of panic and paranoia in this article. Again, this is the same kind of trustee report we've seen year after year after year for the last several years. There hasn't been a rush of new entries to file because of this trustee report in past years. What's different this time? And again, NPR says more Americans have started drawing Social Security benefits at a younger age, partly out of fear that benefits could be lowered in the future. Now, I've studied this issue in a past video with open Social Security, and the automatic cuts, if nothing happens from Congress, does not mean that you should file early. In fact, filing later for a larger benefit means that automatic 23% cut will be cut, as opposed to the shorter, smaller benefits you get by filing at 62, and that'll also be cut 23%. The math does not favor filing early just because of this concern. The NPR article also introduces the other theme I've seen of fear that comes when the Social Security Administration is cutting thousands of employees, or about 12% of its workforce, leading to longer telephone waiting times and reduced in-person appointments. And again, if you followed Devin Carroll's Facebook group, for instance, you'll see people who have problems getting in-person appointments. But you'll also more commonly see, I had no problem filing online for benefits. There are things you can do online, and let's face it, we're all going to be doing more things online for ourselves as opposed to queuing up on phone calls or lines in the Social Security office. Get used to it. Now, this is the other NPR article that says, why is there an unexpected surge of people claiming Social Security? And part of it is the fear that people are rushing the doors to get their benefits. And the numbers simply don't show that, even though NPR is spinning them to show that. Social Security retirement claims tend to follow a seasonal pattern each year, and they increase over time with the aging population, says Jack Smulligan, a policy fellow at Urban Institute. And Urban Institute is one of the sources that I've seen for this fear that there's a rush of people filing early to get their benefits. And again, a lot of it is being driven by the Social Security Fairness Act changes for those that have public pensions. It's not really a change in overall behavior. The ages have actually been coming down. In 1980, 50% of the people filed at 62, and that is now less than 30%. Preliminary 2024 data from the Social Security Administration's own statistical supplement shows this breakdown of initial awards for retirement benefits in 2024 by age. 26% filed at age 62, 25% filed at 66, or the full retirement age, and only 10% filed at age 70 or later. Now, those are similar to pie charts I've shared in the past. By the way, there's no advantage to filing after age 70. Your benefits do not grow as a worker past the age of 70, and spousal benefits do not continue to grow past the full retirement age for the spouse. So file appropriately. And it'll be interesting to see how the numbers change with this rush of numbers for people filing under the changes with the WEP and GPO offsets no longer applying. But I think it's going to settle down to the wisdom of waiting for your benefits. Here's the chart that the Urban Institute showed, and again, a couple people have picked this up, and shows this line here of the claims in fiscal year 25 substantially higher than the year before. But the offset is the Fairness Act. And in fact, if you go down, NPR got a statement from the Social Security Administration. They identified 3 key reasons that people are filing claims now: the peak of the retiring baby boomers, the rule change that increased the Social Security benefits for people with public pensions, and a bump in people who have been collecting spousal benefits refiling to claim higher benefits based on their own records. And again, that's another thing. When you dug into the numbers, the Social Security Administration set out one of these periodical letters to people, and that drove up the numbers of people filing. But are these necessarily people filing earlier now to get your benefits? Again, that's all fear that's being projected here. This is the actual Urban Institute report, which I went out and looked at. And I'll put links to all of these things in my notes below so you can do your own due diligence. But it notes that the rush of benefit filing that they seem to be projecting may hurt people in the long run. Nah, really? So this Yahoo Finance article was a little bit more balanced. I think Carrie Hannon did a more balanced approach in attacking the issue, but she did use some anecdotes to try to project this fear into it. And she noted Christine Banner planned to wait for her full retirement age at 67, but the changes underway at the Social Security Administration combined with an erratic stock market changed her mind. Around the end of January, we started hearing more craziness about changes around Social Security and Elon Musk saying that it was the world's biggest Ponzi scheme. Her husband, Clint, 67, told Yahoo Finance. And again, it's an anecdotal evidence that's kind of projecting this fear. And again, the dramatic increase in applications really stemmed from this meeting in April where they had an operational meeting to say that we were not expecting this large surge. Well, if they had read the Social Security Fairness Act, they might have projected and understood that there would be this surge. All of this was really the bureaucrats projecting some of the fear. But if you dug into it, it went through the same reasons. This Yahoo Finance article, again, used the Social Security Press Office response to show that this was peak baby boomers, the Social Security Fairness Act, increasing a bunch of applications, and the cyclical mailers for spouses and surviving spouses potentially entitled to a higher benefit. In other words, the bureaucrats themselves did a mass mailing of people who might benefit from taking a look at their applications, and it got a response. Those are the real reasons why people are rushing to file in 2025. It counters with the folks like Kathleen Romig, the Director of Social Security and Disability Policy at the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, that's not all the answer. There's a lot of fear and confusion and anxiety right now. Yeah, a lot of people are projecting it. So I actually took a look at all of this, and I went over to my Grok. I went and had a long conversation with Grok about this. I gave Grok the several articles I'd been reading and some of my thinking of it, and it came back with this analysis of the whole issue. Research suggests that the surge in Social Security applications in 2025 is partially driven by demographics and the WEP GPO repeal, with some fear about the trust fund depletion. It seems likely that most new filers should delay until 70 for maximum benefits unless personal factors like health or finances suggest filing earlier. And the evidence leans towards trust fund concerns not justifying filing early, as delaying still benefits most, even with a potential future cut. So here's how it comes down for me. I'm not changing my strategy of waiting for 70 for maximum survivor benefits. And that's the reason why I'm waiting for 70. Take a look at the issues I've done before on this list. My wife is likely waiting until 67 for maximum spousal benefits. She'll get 50% of my full retirement age benefit to top up her earnings, plus then that maximum survivor benefit when I go. You should do your own studying with Open Social Security and make your decisions based on facts and not fear. So what's your take on Social Security and its future? Are you changing your filing strategy? Drop a comment below. And if you found this helpful, please share, like, and subscribe for more DIY retirement tips. And I'll conclude with my standard warning. I am not an economist. I am not a financial planner. I have no initials after my name. So take these as entertaining ideas from one educated consumer to another. Always do your own due diligence and seek out a professional if you need one.